Mason Mount to Arsenal is picking up pace. A £70 million deal is reportedly underway. Arsenal have already started negotiations internally regarding the finances toward this. Also taking a look today at the takeover at Manchester United, with the Qataris fighting back in the media from the Middle East, stating they are bemused at the reports that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has made a higher bid for Manchester United, and that even the set amount, even the purchase price that's being discussed, isn't strictly true. We're going to take a delve into that and the circus surrounding this takeover and the anger that Manchester United fans are showing, and looking at Jurgen Klopp and a potential lengthy ban following his Tierney comments and squaring up to the fourth official on the sidelines. Make sure you hit the like button. Download the One Football app now for all the best, latest, and credible news around. Let's do this, people. Let's go. Sheikh Jassim or Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Who do you want? For me, the Qataris. That is who I want to take over as the new owners of Manchester United. I believe a debt-free Man United, with the finances and the commercial connections they have, will not only see us as become the richest club in the world again, but I believe they will funnel those finances and that power into making Man United's teams the very best on planet Earth again. But I'm at a point now where I'm not disbelieving what I'm reading in the media directly, but I'm taking everything, both positive and negative, about the Qataris and positive and negative about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, with a pinch of salt. Because who is leaking this information? It's not the Qataris. As you can see now on the screen, they've come out and pushed back and said they're bemused by the reports that Sir Jim has bid a higher amount, because the amount they've bid is undisclosed. The amount the Qataris have bid, according to Al Jazeera, now this has come directly from Sheikh Jassim's camp, is still fairly fluid and flexible. Negotiations are still ongoing. There is no hard deadline to this sale. So Man United fans being dragged into this war of Sir Jim versus the Qataris, there's only one group of people you're serving, and that's the Glazers. The more anger, the more frustration, the more panic. The Glazers believe that will increase the competitive tension and the likelihood of even more money being bid. I understand, because I'm in agreement with you. I don't want the Glazers to stay in any capacity. I don't want them still making decisions. I don't want them making even more money in the future. In fact, I don't want them making a penny out of this sale. But that's an impossibility. But both Sir Jim and the Qataris camps have been very forthright in pushing back on the news that large amounts of the mainstream media are publishing. So where is that news coming from? It's not the Qataris directly. It's not Sir Jim directly. It's the Rain Group and the Glazers. And remember, the Rain Group are doing all their bidding and all the work to make the Glazers more money as their client. So I think it's right that Man United fans push for a full sale. I think it's correct that Man United fans push to have no debt that the club will ever have to pay, whether it's written off or whether it's siloed off somewhere else and ring fenced under another organization. We should not want any debt of any type. Yes, everybody's got the right to ask for the best owners possible in their eyes, and I stand by that. But I have got one thing to say to Man United fans: stop doing the Glazers bidding. You're doing it indirectly. You're doing it unbeknownst to yourselves, probably. But every time we panic, every time there's a meltdown online, I believe we help the Glazers make more money. So let's keep our powder dry. Let's keep our mouths buttoned a little more often on this subject matter, and let's wait for the real news to come out. Let's wait for the actual updates so we can see the wood through the trees and then make our minds up about is it good, is it bad, or is it indifferent? And let's stop making the Glazers all this money. Mason Mount to Arsenal. I want to talk about this story because it, it's an interesting one for me. It's an interesting one for me. So Charles Watts has come out today, and I want to read what he said directly here. It's just disappeared off my screen as I need it. He said Mason Mount is a player that Arsenal like, and initial talks have taken place. Now, Mason Mount's an interesting figure because a lot of Chelsea fans want him gone. Not all, but a lot. Liverpool are linked to him, Arsenal are linked to him, and there's a big percentage of fans within those bases who don't want him. They no, he's not good enough. This article here says that Arsenal target Mason Mount is already considering a move to the Emirates. The 24-year-old will be entering the final year of his contract, so an exit could be on the cards. Despite being in the final 12 months of his deal, when the summer transfer window opens, Chelsea will demand £70 million for Mason Mount, according to The Athletic. Now, Arsenal have already started conversations internally in relation to can they afford this? How much do they think he is worth? And they are looking at this player. Dean Jones has said that, he told Gimme Sport recently that he feels that Arsenal aren't the same team with Fabio Vieira in their side. So targeting another midfielder such as Mason Mount could make a lot of sense. But the question is, how much is Mason Mount worth? And is he the right player to help bolster Arsenal's midfield? You've also got Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool looking at him very intensely. And Klopp 100% is looked at as a world-class manager, a future great at the game. And Arteta has got a lot of people excited about his trajectory as a coach, his talent ID, and all that jazz in football. If they are interested in Mason Mount, is this another case of football fans just not knowing as much as football professionals? Because I think there's a case to make an argument that I would say 70% of Premier League fans, especially online that give opinions, don't rate Mount in any capacity. But yet one of the best managers in the world and one of the best up and coming managers in the world seemingly want him to leave Chelsea and join their football club. One of which is currently in a title race and looking to maintain one next year. So what is your take on this? I really want to gauge and harvest your opinion surrounding this deal because I'm not even going to lie to you. Very rarely am I in this position where I'm completely on the fence. I'm not Mason Mount's biggest fan. But what I can't ignore, the elephant in the room, if you like, is that the caliber of manager that wants to buy him. There has to be something in that. Just as I said about Marcus Rashford last summer. As much as I stand by what I said, if he wanted to put in a transfer request because he wasn't being given a new deal in the summer, then I felt that he had to go because that isn't the attitude of player that you want. I want somebody that's had a bad year to get back to their best form and then negotiate a new deal. And lo and behold, Ten Hag agreed with me, not directly because he doesn't know who I am, but he did that. Marcus Rashford said, absolutely, I'll do that. I want to be at United. He's had the best career of his life individually and he's going to get a new deal. Perfect scenario. But what I said in those times was, as much as there's this part of me that says we can't have a player dictate to us like that, it's bad for the dressing room. I'm worried to see him leave because there's a talent in there. And he's proven that. PSG and Barcelona wanted to sign him. But United should be getting that deal done. Does the same apply here? Does the same logic apply here to Mason Mount? I really want to get your take on that, people. Jurgen Klopp. He is facing a lengthy ban, according to some reports in the mainstream media today. And this kind of stems from the absolute, I'm going to call it crazy, the crazy situation that ensued at the end of the game against Tottenham on Sunday. 2 goals in the last 15 seconds of the game. Liverpool go from bottling it to winning in fantastic style. Jurgen Klopp, of course, as we say, squared up to the fourth official right in his face, pulled his hamstring in the process. unacceptable behavior. I think even the most diehard Liverpool fan would agree. But now the report says that Jurgen Klopp is facing a lengthy ban following the Liverpool manager's comments about the referee. Klopp accused Tierney of having an agenda against Liverpool following the 3-2 win over Spurs on Sunday, and claimed the official spoke to him in an inappropriate manner when showing the German a yellow card. Klopp has given a yellow card for confronting the fourth official, John Brooks, when celebrating the stoppage winner. According to the Times, Klopp's poor disciplinary record is likely to lead to a significant ban, and the FA are looking into his past in his post-match comments ahead of the charge. Any comments that imply bias or an attack of integrity of referees is a breach of the governing body's rule. So viewers have to be very aware of that. When you basically accuse referees of cheating or a lack of integrity, you are directly breaking the rules. You're not allowed to do that. There is no free speech in that quarter of football, and it's a private entity in business. So of course the rules are different to free society. Does Jurgen Klopp deserve a lengthy ban? Technically, you've got to say yes. But in reality, I sympathize somewhat with Klopp. I sympathize with Klopp because not just since December, VAR has changed since December, and it's got awful. It's become awful. It's become a travesty. They barely check. They barely overturn decisions, and so many, not just for Liverpool, but for all teams, have been wrong in the past months. So I understand in the heat of the moment, and this is what you've got to remember: football managers are interviewed and do press conferences moments after games, where the emotion is high. They've got adrenaline pumping through their bodies, and they're instantly questioned about things that went on in games. If you did the interviews the next day, you would get very different reactions from managers on a regular basis. Jurgen Klopp is a very passionate, very compelling winner. The problem with winners is that when they're pushed, when they're angry, when they're frustrated, when they're exhausted, they will often say and do things which, in a calm situation, would come across or be said very differently. So I feel a bit sorry for him in the sense of, and I sympathize with him because he's been through a lot. A lot has gone on, a lot has happened this year to Liverpool and other clubs, and he's had a bad moment. And he's had a number of bad moments, but he isn't the only manager. He isn't the only player, the only individual to do this. And I do feel like he's going to be scapegoated now by the officials, who themselves have so much to answer for. Their integrity and their bias is questioned because they make such shocking decisions that shouldn't happen in 2023 because VAR exists to make the decisions right. But VAR has become a tool to protect referees and their on-field decisions, as opposed to just forget. I don't care if a referee has got a 1% success rate. If 99% of his decisions on the field of play are overturned by VAR, as long as the overarching decisions in the game are right, fans will be less angry at that in the long term than the consistent nonsense that we're seeing right now. So I don't think it's right that Klopp squared up to John Brooks. I don't think it's right that he said what it is that he did, but I understand it. And we're not talking about a person that's committed a heinous crime here, so I understand why he did it. We're talking about a civil matter, if you like. What he did was wrong, but I understand the frustration. I understand where he is coming from. And I do believe that a lengthy ban may just be a little bit harsh on Jurgen Klopp. But I want your thoughts and I want your feelings in the comment section, people. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace as well. Really important to us that you do that. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you.